Hi, Coach Nicki here, and I have got a quick yoga session for us. We're going to be moving through some gentle yoga for about 15 minutes. I'm going to kind of refer to this as a great morning routine, a way to wake up and get your body moving, especially on those days when maybe you just don't feel like a heavier workout or a harder workout. Maybe you just didn't have a great night's sleep and you need a little extra, you need something to help you get moving, but you definitely don't have the energy or maybe even just the motivation to get out and do something a little bit more intense. This is a great way just to get some movement into your body to help you get your day started on a better foot. Again, maybe you had that kind of rough night of sleep and you're feeling a little groggy, a little fatigued. This is a great way to kind of turn that around and help you get started for your day. That being said, this is also great anytime you need a little bit of movement in your body. We are going to be working full body right here, so this can even be a great kind of end of your day if you've been sitting all day at the computer. We're really going to open up our hips, our upper back and shoulders. We're going to be taking some deep breaths. So again, it's gentle movements, but we're going to work with some breath work today. So it is a great, either just gentle way to get your body going, or just to bring some gentle movement, encouraging some ways, some stress management, some ways to kind of get through maybe a stressful day or even end that stressful day. So go ahead and join, come on in, get comfortable. I'm excited to lead you through this practice. We don't need any equipment, maybe just a mat or even a towel. Again, wherever you're comfortable, we are going to be on the ground the entire time today. So again, take a moment here to get comfortable and jump on in with me. Great, so we are going to start just, again, that gentle movement, kind of warming up our body before we get into some deeper stretches today. So we're gonna start with our hips. We're gonna start with some windshield wipers here, and we are gonna bring our breath into this. So again, we're gonna be on the floor right here. We're gonna come into a seated position, and as you come into this seated position, feet just nice and flat to the ground, where you can even have those heels down in whatever feels best for those ankles right now. And then knees bent right here. I'm just gonna kind of rock side to side on my bottom. This just kind of untucks our sit bones. So those are really just kind of our hips when we're coming to a flexed position like this. But feeling out those sit bones kind of help us sit a little bit taller, find a little bit better posture in our seated movement. So we're just gonna kind of untuck, allowing ourselves as we just kind of rock side to side to find kind of that centered seated position, and we're going to lift up the upper body a little bit taller here. Think about a little lengthening through the spine, almost maybe a little stretch for the back. We're going to take those hands just wide behind us. We're going to look back at those hands. And right here, just relax those shoulders, kind of just release through the shoulders. Maybe a roll or two back. Again, those feet are flat. Yes, we're getting into those windshield wipers, but we're going to take a deep breath in through the nose, out through the mouth. Let's do one more. When you take that deep breath in, I want you to feel it in your tummy. So we're breathing into the belly here. We're going to exhale, empty the tummy out. Beautiful. Now, we don't have to take quite as deep of breaths as we move through this, but I want you to think about that deep breath moving through the belly as we go here. So belly breathing as we just rock our knees side to side. And we're kind of rocking through that bottom as well. It's okay, let those hips lift. Let the bottoms of the feet lift. We're taking maybe 8 to 10 of these on each side. Here we are with that breathing. Breathe it in. Still breathing out through the mouth. Let's take a couple more to each side here. Hopefully you're feeling just that nice gentle stretch into those hips as we bring them off the ground. I'm going to finish up right here. And then I'm going to bring myself up to seated. Again, we're going to find a little bit of that taller posture. Maybe those feet a little bit more flat here. We can even bring those knees a little closer. We're going to move through some shoulder work right here, opening up the back, really the entire back, but we're going to move through our shoulders. So I'm going to sit up nice and tall. Arms are going to reach wide. Again, kind of relax those shoulders. Let's take a deep breath in through the nose. We exhale. We're going to come around, hug those knees. We're going to inhale through the nose again as we lift up back tall, open up those arms. So come on with me for about 8 of these. As you hug your knees, also let your head just kind of bow down, bringing that chin to chest, so kind of looking right that's looking down through that space between the knees, and then just looking straight forward as we open up. Allow those arms to really reach and hug the legs. One or two more here. I like to lead with a little count. Of course, as I'm guiding you through this, I kind of lose count. But again, I don't want you to be too strict with it. Move in a way that your body feels good. Move as much as you feel as needed in each of these movements. Some might feel better than the other. You might really notice that. See the benefit in a specific movement. Feel free to spend a little bit more time there if that is what is serving you and feeling good for you. So we are going to take those hands behind us once more. We're going to extend our legs this time. Get kind of that windshield wiper movement. We're going to let our hips externally rotate, knees, ankles, and toes, and we're just gently going to bring them in together. We'll let them go out wide. Here we're just having a gentle breath in and out through the nose. And maybe just about 5 or 6 of these. And then we're going to move those legs out a little bit more. This time I'm going to kind of do a little walk in place here. So I'm lifting the knee. I'm also kind of bringing my foot up into a flexed position. So we're going to get a little ankle movement here. As I release that knee down, I'm going to point the toes. This one I'm going to pull up, bending the knee, flexing the ankle, point and flex. Walking it out here. Gentle breath just in and out through the nose is perfect. Beautiful. We're going to go ahead and leave our legs extended. We're going to do a nice forward fold here. We're going to start off super gentle. You take it as deep as you want to by just kind of moving with your knees through this. So again, I'm going to pull those knees into a nice deep bend. We're going to start here. This will be super a nice opener for the low back right here. If that feels really good, again, if that feels like enough, you can stay there. If you feel like you need that deeper stretch and are ready to take it maybe even through your bottom, through our glute muscles, and then all the way through those hamstrings, we're going to straighten out our legs as we hold. This one I'm going to time for us. We're going to spend about a minute into that hold. So with that, I want you to sit up a little bit taller. We're going to take a deep breath to start with, but we're going to settle into just that nice easy breath in and out through the nose once we get into the fold. So start with me here. Those arms are open wide again, shoulders soft. We're going to take a deep breath in through the nose. Exhaling out through the mouth as we come forward. This time we're reaching those hands, ankles, maybe the bottom of the feet. We're coming into our minute hold here. We're just going to take that nice gentle breath in and out through the nose. Again, allowing our eyes and our chin to kind of drop. We might be looking right between that space through our legs. We may even feel the need to close our eyes here, and that's okay. Gentle breath. Again, just kind of feeling how your body responds to this. If you feel like you need more at any time, you can start to straighten out those legs, taking more bend in it. Take a little bit of that bend out, straighten out just a little bit and pause. Again, see how your body responds to it. Taking a little bit more through those legs, taking a little more of that bend out. We're just holding here maybe about 15 or more so seconds. So just take that stretch as deep as you need it, as deep as you want it. Just breathe it in and out. Maybe just 1 or 2 more breaths here. We can allow our knees to soften just a little bit more as we just kind of roll through the spine, a little curve through the back as we roll ourselves up. Just take it nice and slow. Beautiful. We're going to keep working through those hips before we come back into some upper body movements here. We're going to come into our butterfly legs. This is one of my favorite hip openers. We're going to go ahead and bring the bottoms of the feet together here. Knees nice and wide. Again, distance of your feet are going to determine not only the level of stretch, but your flexibility, your level of comfort here so far. So closer that those heels come towards the center of your body, kind of towards your pelvis, the deeper stretch you're going to feel. Sometimes that's really hard to get our knees low in that position. Again, with those tighter hips, feel free to send those feet out a little bit further away, widen those knees out. Always options too. If their knees are really coming up high and it feels uncomfortable for the hips, you can take a couple pillows or blankets or towels, fold them up, bring a little support in here. I'd like to encourage that because this one is really a great hip opener. So I'd like to have all of us really practice this one, either at a cool down after a workout or again in our yoga practice. Let's time this one out. Let's get in nice and deep into this one for about a minute here as well. We are going to start with that nice tall posture here. So I want you to kind of just pull your head and shoulders up, almost kind of like you're lengthening up through the spine. We're going to take our hands. You can just kind of grab a hold of your shins, maybe just resting those hands on our knees here. We are going to add some depth into the stretch, a little bit more intensity to it here by folding forward or hinging forward. We're going to take a movement from our hips, bringing our heart out towards our heels. So again, if this feels good and this is where you want to be, please hang out here. But for the last 30 seconds or so here, we are going to slowly, again, hinging at our hips here. So no rounding through the spine. If you can't help it and that spine wants to round, I want you to stop. Just stop coming forward, just wherever you're comfortable with that spine. We really want to try to avoid that rounding. That puts too much pressure on the vertebra. So we really don't want to do that. We just want a nice, healthy hinge here. So sometimes that is, and again, that can be hindered by the tightness in our legs and in our hips. So just listen to your body. Take it as low into a place as you're comfortable. Again, we're just taking some gentle breaths in and out through the nose here. Maybe just about 15 seconds more. Go ahead, give me about 2 or 3 more breaths wherever you're at into this movement. As you're ready, we're just going to slowly lift the chest away from the feet or the legs, wherever we're at, just slowly coming up. Again, just nice, easy breath as we come out of that. We are now going to extend those legs. Let's just kind of walk it off here once more, just kind of shaking it off. And then we are going to take it into our final move of the day. A little focus on each side of the body as we move through this one. We're going to take our supine twist here. So I'm going to have you lay all the way on your back. This is a great one for both hips and kind of shoulders, chest area, because we're going to be reaching and rolling away from it. So we're going to get a nice chest and shoulder opener. So I want you to come all the way down onto your back here. I do like to start with my feet down, flat to the ground, knees up. This is a nice neutral position for our back. And then go ahead, just relax the back. Don't force any movement out of there. Don't force any curves from the spine. Allow that nice natural curve from the lumbar spine to kind of lift the back off the ground. Izzy's going to do it with us here. We are going to take our arms nice and wide, palms up. So I want you to take this position first here with those palms kind of wide to the side and up. We'll notice those shoulders kind of roll back a little closer and rest to the ground here. So we've got a nice opening through that front side of the shoulder, right here in our pectoral muscles where the shoulder meets the chest. Also a little bit out of the bicep here. Now I am going to walk my one leg flat. The other leg, I'm going to keep the knee bent and bring it over across the body. I'm going to open up the knee a little bit here, trying to get my foot all the way to the ground. Here's that deeper stretch throughout that hip that we just, that leg that's across the body, opening up through that low back. We're rolling away through from that arm that is really deeply stretched out now. So really reach through that arm that's kind of behind us. And that's where you'll feel that stretch through the shoulder, the pec, maybe even your bicep there. Now you can look towards your toes that are reaching the ground with that same side of the body. That might feel really soft and gentle through the neck. Or you can look behind you, adding in a little neck twist here, only if that feels good. Again, take a moment here to breathe and listen to your body. Notice how your body is responding to this twist, to this hold. And now we're gently gonna come back onto our back. The leg that is reaching across, we're gonna bring that more into a bend as we come back to flat onto our back. And then we're gonna send it straight, just resting on the ground. Giving myself just a little bit of room here. Feel free to move wherever your space is calling you. Now I'm gonna take the other leg, I'm gonna bring it back up into a bend. As I do, I'm gonna direct it across my body. Here I come into my twist, opening my leg out just as much as you can, get the toes to the ground. Then you've got your arm reaching out behind you, maybe lengthening it out, reaching out a little bit more. We wanna try the best that we can to keep our shoulder in contact to the ground. Think about shoulder blade in contact with the ground. That will deepen that stretch in the shoulder, pec, and bicep. Doing the best that you can here. And again, finding that position of the head and the neck that feels best for you. Maybe just keeping it looking forward, looking up towards the sky, or maybe behind you. Gentle breath, paying attention to how it feels. As you hold your stretches, if something ever feels uncomfortable, please move through it. Please reposition yourself. It's okay to do that. Movements, yoga poses, really should not be strict in a form of where your body is actually positioning itself. Everybody is different. We made a slight change of movement, a slight change of position to make things feel better, feel more comfortable, and that's okay. We're gonna start to bring ourselves back to center. So same thing as we did with that other leg. We bend that knee, bring it back to center here. I'm gonna stretch it flat out, let the whole body kind of open up here. Both legs are long, arms are still wide in that capital letter T. Let's take a deep breath in through the nose. Big breath out through the mouth. We're breathing in that belly again. Let's do it once more. Breathe it in, fill up that belly. Exhale, empty the belly. Beautiful. Deep breaths there. We're gonna finish out with just a little roll. So bring your knees into your chest, give those knees a nice hug. Gently breathing in and out through the nose. And we just rock our body side to side here. So this is our last little movement, our last little pose for our session together today. Feel free to stay here, continuing to rock, continuing to roll. Feel free to come back into any of those stretches, any of those movements that may have felt best for you as you have time today. I hope that these have given you a chance to just bring some gentle movement in. That breath is a little bit of awakening for our minds. It can help our minds focus a little bit more, bring us just some nice gentle energy. That is my hope for you for moving through this little 18-minute yoga session that we did today. So thank you so much again for joining me. I hope you tune into this whenever you need it. Have a fantastic rest of your day.